The charm, ladies. And gentlemen. I don't know if I have gentlemen that watch me, but hopefully third time's a charm. And you'll get a video from me on Magic Monday. It's Magic Monday, by the way, which means I always do a Disney-inspired card on Monday. Although lately I've been doing Disney-inspired cards all the time, which hopefully you guys still think is like fun. So, I made these ears out of Dollar Tree antlers and then added some little mini ears. I thought they were so cute. So yeah, this is my day today. So hopefully, how cute are these ears? Anyway, they're so cute. Anyway, and I made them for only, I think in total, it would maybe cost like $3 or $4. And it only took me 10 minutes to make them. It was super easy. But anyway, side note. So I wanted to get on here and do my video for Magic Monday. I wanted to show you a Matterhorn inspired card. So let me go ahead and get started. All right, so hopefully it's all kosher. All right, so I wanted to remind you guys, the Yeti stamp set makes me smile every time. It is just so funny to me. I don't know, it just makes me laugh. So I love this Yeti stamp set. And these dies, in September, they had these dies, which never happens. Usually they put them together in a bundle in the catalog. But this year, it was an exclusive thing. Well, now they have a handful of these, a small quantity of these left. And so they've discounted them. These are $11.20, and this is discounted now to $7.20. So the whole set, for $20, you get the whole thing. That's amazing. It never happens that way where you get like a bundle essentially for $20. And remember, if you become a demonstrator like me, you would get an additional 20 to 25% off the top of that. So I bought these with that. I don't know if you saw my post like a week ago, where I got $75 worth of product for only $23. That's because I'm a demonstrator, just letting you know. I love being a demonstrator because of the fact that I get a discount. That's my main reason why I do it. I make these videos because I'm a teacher at heart. And that's really the key. So these little dies are small enough where they would fit in the mini stamp cut and emboss machine. They will fit in this little machine. Now, some of the larger dies or folders, you've seen me make like the Minnie Mouse one I did. That one needs to be, I have to use a bigger machine. But a lot of the cards that I do, I only need the small machine. It's my favorite thing. So I'm just getting it here set out ready. Out of its little bag. I have a little lunch bag. Because I'm a demonstrator, I can buy this bag, this little lunch bag, which is super cute, and it perfectly fits my little stamp cut and emboss, and it even has this little pocket where I could put my little blocks in, you know what I mean? So like, anyway, I just love this lunchbox. Anyway, so it's a perfect little container to hold your stamp cut and emboss, and you can only get it if you're a demonstrator. So, just giving you that reminder about joining my team. You don't have to join my team, but if you do, it's awesome. And we have monthly meetings with prizes, and we have monthly craft challenges that are fun. If, of course, anything you want. Some of my friends don't participate in any of those things, but I think the community, the discount and the community are the best part of joining my team. So if you want to pick up this stamp set and the dies for a total of about $20, use this host code for me. I'd really appreciate it. Make sure I'm your demonstrator when you're signing, when you're doing, I guess I'll set it that way so it's out, you can still see it. When you're checking out. So let me go ahead and get our stuff ready. So I have the cutest little card. I love the hot cocoa, and so that's what motivated me. I just love the color scheme of this. Now, the real Yeti, this is an example of using the bigger one. The real Yeti and the Disney Yeti is obviously evil and mean, but I thought it was fun to still like keep that theme. And I don't know, it still just makes me smile. So this is our card for today. Let me go ahead and set that aside. We're going to be using the Stitched, oh gosh, with Whimsy dies. Now these dies are too large for the machine, as you can see. Let me get the plate to show you. You see, this big one is too big. This tiny one, yeah, the next size, these top two sizes are too big. You have to use the larger stamp cut and emboss to use all the dies on this machine. So if you want to just use the big machine and buy one of those, they're more expensive, but you can cut everything with it. If you want, I like this mini one for convenience because I can just use it really quick. The other one's a little bulky and, you know, so I just like doing that. So when I originally cut these, I'd use the large machine, and this is a 4" by 5 1/4" piece of paper, and I ran it through the large stamp cut and emboss machine. So we have our little Stitched with Whimsy. That's another thing you can pick up when you go shopping on the website. And then I've got my basket. I fixed my Cinderella basket. I need to do a video showing you how to make these little baskets because I just think they're so cute. I mean, this is this Cinderella themed basket. Get the ink, get everything ready. Everything's out. Okay. Done. And our markers. And so, yeah, my little Cinderella themed basket is just like so cute, right? And so I just like the, oh, I've got it backward. All it is a Dollar Tree basket, and I added all this ribbon to it, and then I happen to have the shoe, and that's how I made my little basket. So anyway, make sure that you comment on this video because I do send out my cards as prizes for people that comment on the video. You go into a drawing for the comments you make. So when I went ahead and I made this, when I made this particular card, I'm going to get a backup sheet of paper. When I made this card, I had a couple things in mind. So I wanted to make sure that I had my, well, I need to stamp the Yeti too. So let me grab some paper for the Yeti. Is this one too, no, too small. I thought I had a piece of paper for the Yeti. That one will work. Okay, so let me stamp the Yeti and the coffee, not coffee, the cocoa. And then that way I can get the dies out of the way. And because this is a larger die, this block is the E block. So it's a big, the stamp is a little big, the Yeti stamp. I mean, it's not a bad thing. It just means that you have to just, it's just a larger block that you need. You can buy the full bulk of the blocks. You can buy the whole set of blocks. If you are, you can get a discount on them, like I did. I got a discount and I got them 50% off because I had a large, order that month. People had bought, I think, like $400 and something worth of stuff, and that's how I, at least $400 something worth of stuff, and that's how I got one 50% off item. So I got all these, I think it was like 8 blocks, all these other types of blocks for only $30, and my 25% off on the end on that too. So anyway, it's just, I guess I'm just only talking about discounts today. So, all right, so we're gonna go ahead and put our coffee cup. It's hot cocoa because I love hot cocoa, so I'm always gonna say it's hot cocoa. Hot cocoa is my favorite thing in the world. If you know me at all, you'll know that I love hot cocoa. That's why I have the hot cocoa ears that you guys probably saw a week ago. How cute are these ears? I mean, how cute are these little ears? They're from Loungefly. I'm gonna add a bow. I feel like it needs a bow right here because it's Minnie Mouse. But it came with a backpack too. A hot cocoa backpack. I mean, how cute is that? All right, so I need to trim this down a little bit so it's gonna fit in the machine. And the reason why I have to stamp first it's a little bit hard to stamp onto those shapes. So that's where the dies come in for your Yeti. That's why I love the dies and the cutter, because it's just the best. I just love using when the dies can cut things out for me. And I'm gonna grab this too because I can. I'm gonna cut a couple of the, like a sweater, little scarf. I didn't do that the first time, so. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take my stamp, cut, and emboss machine. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna grab some washi tape. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and grab some washi tape, because when you're putting your stamped image down on your thing, you can technically put it on here, no problem, and it should hold, but it's always a bummer. Sometimes what'll happen is as you're starting to move it, you'll knock it and it'll slide it just a little bit this way or that way. And so a little tip that I use to make sure, they also have they were selling a magnetic plate, but they had to stop. There was something wrong with the production. So what I do is I just add the tiniest bit of washi tape to hold down my die. And that just makes sure that I can, it doesn't cut it. I would hate to have to stamp it twice and run it through the machine another time, just because. So yeah. So here's my little Yeti. So cute. I don't know. He is so cute in my eyes. I just think he's the cutest thing in the world. And then you just run it through. It's super easy to do. And then, sorry, I'm going to do this again with the scarf. Look, he's popped out and he's perfectly cut. It's much easier than trying to cut it by hand, one. And this little machine is just a really smooth. And then I just can put I have magnets. I also put my my dies sometimes on magnet sheets, just so that they don't get lost. And look, it can cut out the mountains, the snowflakes, the banner. It can cut out everything. It's so fun. And here's my little coffee cup. How cute is that? Cutting out the coffee cup wouldn't be so bad, but the problem with cutting out the coffee cup, if I did it by hand, is you can't cut the little steam as easily. You know what I mean? The cutter is just a better tool, in my opinion. And so if I haven't sold you on buying a cutter, I'm not trying to force you guys. I just like to talk about the things that I really like, and hopefully you guys do too. So we're done with that. And I'm going to quickly grab some scrap paper, because I have decided that I was looking for this and I couldn't find any of it. Okay, I have decided that I want a scarf. There it is. I feel like he might need a scarf. I'm going to cut out two and see. He looks good with just one, but without one, but I'm going to cut out a scarf just to see. So cute. Look at that little scarf. Yeah. All right. I was looking for a piece of this paper earlier and I couldn't find it, or yesterday when I couldn't find it, because I was debating on which color to use for my stuff. Okay, so we're all done with that cutter, and it folds up like a little tiny toaster and fits in my little lunchbox. And you can even technically zip up the lunchbox. You can technically zip it up so that the handle doesn't poke out. A lot of people don't do that, just have it sticking out. And the handle on this thing is so convenient. It's almost like a purse handle. It's really long. Let me put my die away before I forget. That's what I needed. I needed to get a little magnet sheet. I was looking for a magnet, a desk magnet, some of my friends have these little desk magnets so that if you put your dies away, they will stay in place. Okay, so we're done with our Yeti. We're done with all our cutting. Now we can do our stamping. So all I'm going to do is I've got my mountain stamps, and I'm going to go ahead and try and gauge where I'm going to put my Yeti. I want my Yeti about right here. So I'm going to want my mountains behind there. Oops, there's one more thing we have to do. Let me get the black ink. Let me move my Yeti so I don't get them all inked up by mistake. Okay, so we need to make a little template that's gonna to tape off any area that we're gonna use like to overlap, because I want my mountains to overlap. And so I'm just gonna grab some quick scissors, and I did it on a piece of, and you want to make sure it's long like that on purpose. And you'll see why in a minute. I did it on the sticky note paper because then it sort of sticks down and doesn't move. So I want my Yeti right here. So that means I want my mountain about right there. So let me ink that up. And I want it to come off. I kind of like that it comes off here. Oh, wow. That was like super inked. I had not planned on having that much ink. And then let me do a smaller one next to it. I pressed like a little bit too hard. I inked it too much and then I pressed a little hard. This one here. And as you're making your pattern, oh yeah, see, this is what I wanted. So I want one more mountain off to the side here, but I have to be careful because I don't want it to overlap the center right there. Oh, but see, now it's like way off. I might need to see if I can re-ink it. I did that a little funny. I shouldn't be looking at my original. There we go. That's okay. I still have a mountain there. And then it's a little blotchy. It's not the worst, but. And then I want to have a mountain here. I think I'm going to use a taller one. But see, I don't want it to overlap that one line I just made. There we go. And then, let's see. I want a smaller one here. Because I made them, let's see. Let me put my Yeti down. I feel like I need one right here. I think I'll use this smaller one and do it right here. And we'll see if I need to add one more in a minute. So we've got that. I think that's going to be covered up a lot by our... So if I put my Yeti here, that's good. And then I'm going to put my little sentiment right here. So I think that we're okay. I kind of feel like I needed one more somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Maybe I can put a tiny one at the top there. And so this just masks off it's just going to mask off your, where your mountains are. You see? That's it. And I think we're good with that. Okay. So now, I'm going to set this aside. There's a lot of ink on this page just because I got a little overzealous with that black. So we're going to go ahead and set our blocks aside for a second, and we're going to color. I'm going to go ahead and use Pool Party for my Yeti. I'm going to put dark Pool Party around the edges. Let me make sure there's no black on my hands. Okay, there's not. Okay, so when you're looking at my pool, you can see the edges here on his face are a little bit darker, but then I added a tiny bit of Pool Party down around the edge here. And just to give a little bit of color, I actually think I'm going to use dark this time on his edges because it didn't show up as bright on my original sample. And so it adds this little texture to it that I kind of like. And so I'm going to go ahead and put dark Pool Party just around his face a little bit. And then I'm going to color in with the light. I normally don't want to do Christmas cards so late, but I just got this little Yeti set for so cheap. I didn't want to not show you guys. I've seen some birthday ones with this that were just so cute. And it's so cheap. I feel like take advantage. Okay, so then we do the dark. I just want this to dry, so that's why I'm not doing the mountains yet. Okay, and I'm going to put the dark Pool Party around the edge of his fur and just literally outline him with the dark Pool Party. I like it a little bit better this way. And it doesn't have to be like a large bead of ink. It's just enough to give him the tiniest bit of color, but still make him white, you know? And then I do the inside here. There we go. I've done a lot of coloring in the last few weeks. Almost all my cards involved coloring. There we go. Cute. Yeah. I just feel like it adds something. And you know what I forgot in my other one? I forgot to add a little tongue. And for his horns, I used a blue, but I don't know. I think I'll still use the blue for his horns this time. Well, it's Orchid. It's the light Orchid Oasis for his horns. But I'm going to make his coffee cup a different color, I think. All right. So the coffee cup will depend on where I put it. That's the, how I choose it. Okay, so I really want a green. So here, this is Parakeet Party Blends. This is the dark one. And so for that, I want to add just a little bit of like spikes, essentially, at the top. And then we take the lighter to color the rest of the Parakeet Party. This color theme is not necessarily Matterhorn related. The real Yeti for Disneyland is actually really kind of scary. He's got like red eyes. But I don't know. I just thought it just made me think of the Matterhorn when I see him. And so let me get the dark. And so we'll do the dark here again. And I just did these like little spiky motions To me, it just made it a little easier to get a good texture. I'm glad this little blotch will be covered up by the Yeti. Pretty much all this will be covered by the Yeti. And we'll take the light and dark Orchid Oasis for this one over here. I hope you guys are having a good day. Happy Magic Monday. I hope you have done all your Christmas shopping. All my family lives far away, so I just do my own Christmas shopping. I mean, they send me things too, but I don't know. I think my family's just different. When we got older, we didn't really exchange gifts like with all my siblings. I send something to my sister, and I used to send things to my grandmother, but I don't know. I just don't do things that way as much. Okay, and then the dark pool party. I just thought this was such a fun color scheme. I cased it from someone else. Not exactly, I changed it up a little bit, but I still thought it was fun. I love this whimsy border. Normally, when you use these borders, you want to keep everything inside the border. But I thought it was kind of cool that where I had gotten the idea from, they hadn't used this die, they had used a different one. But they had, I would have never thought of using, they had like a stitched border, I think. And then they stamped on it, which I thought was just such a cool idea. I never would have thought of stamping on the border. I might be adding one more mountain if things don't look the way I want. So. Oh, and remember, I'm using this underneath. You never want to just use blends directly on your table because they do seep through. I think I'll make this one a pool party mountain here. On Christmas, I normally go to the movies, but there's nothing good coming out on Christmas. I'm kind of bummed. So that means on Christmas Day it's Sunday, so I can go to church, obviously. But it was just always my tradition to go to the movies. And so, just kind of bummed that that's not happening this year. But I just would rather not waste my money on a movie that's going to be mediocre. I'm not really excited about Avatar. I know other people are, but it's not really my thing. And yet I like sci-fi, but for some reason I never really liked Avatar. Okay, so then we put our Yeti will be here. Yeah, see, I'm gonna need to add, I feel like I need to add a mountain right here so that that's filled, and then the sentiment's gonna go right here. And so that should be covered. We'll see. Yeah, I need to add one more little mountain right there. I'm gonna use this small one. I'll do that one in the green, the parakeet party, dark. Let me let that dry actually. Okay, let me let that dry. Let me punch our label. I was deciding on the label, so we'll punch out too. I love the postage stamp. The postage stamp is back, you guys. It has not gone away. So here's the Orchid Oasis. And here's the Parakeet Party. Let's see which one I like best. Okay, we're gonna stamp, is it Christmas Yeti? Because it's almost Christmas and it's just a cute, I don't know, sentiment. Now I'm gonna stamp it all the way to the, well, actually, no, I think I centered it. Yeah, it's just the right size. Come on, ink up. It's not a dry pad. For some reason, it doesn't want to ink. So I've got two options. I'm not sure which one I want. You just want to let your ink dry a minute before you color it, because it does bleed and you don't want the black to leak into your marker. You just want it to dry just a touch. And I'm not going super, I'm not overlapping the black, but I am getting close enough. I just don't want to get that black ink, and that's permanent ink, so you don't want to get it into your blends. When it's dry, it's fine, but when it's wet, it can be tricky. Okay, I think we're okay. All right. Let's see. As I throw it. Yeah, and I need a little bit more of the light. I need to color this a little bit lower. I hope this is the light. Yes, it is. Whoops. That would have been a bummer. So yeah, just a fun card. And see, look, my Yeti's going to cover up that little, that blotch that I had kind of messed up. I'll clean that up in a second. So I'm debating on putting the green Parakeet Party, or if I should put the Orchid Oasis. I think the green still. I need to color that just a tiny bit because you can see it. Yeah, that mountain's a little bit too small. And so I need to get my Christmas Yeti. I mean, it's enough to get it on there, but it's just a little peak out at the top. I think that looks okay. I think I might color this down a little bit more so it's a little more even with that. Just want it to be have a straight line. Oh, that's dark. Let me get the light. So it's a little fussy considering how much I'm coloring. Okay, we'll put Ready to Party. Is it Christmas Yeti? We'll glue that down. I think this one might be dead now. It's been, I've been saying that for several weeks, but I think it's really dead. So I'll grab my new one here. Be careful when you have your new one because it may come shooting out if you're not careful. There we go. I used to hate the white glue. I used to hate it. But now it's like my favorite glue. It's funny. Okay, I wanted it just above the border here at the bottom, but not too high. Okay. And then my Yeti is going to go right here. Yeah, that looks okay. But I'm going to put dimensionals on him. And what's this for? Oh, and I want the purple. I'm going to color my Coco in purple. Let's see. My scraps. I went through my scraps, cleaned things out. I've done a lot of cleaning lately. All right. Where'd the dimensionals go? They're there. I made a bunch of little gingerbread gift things. I also had a card sale. I'm hoping to maybe have a BOGO sale, but I don't know if I have enough customers. I'm gonna try it. I have a bunch of extra things, some stamps, and when we have celebration in January, so I have some stamps and some product, and I don't want to waste it. I'll donate it if I have to, but I kind of feel like some of this I can let go. All right, let me make sure that is all kosher. Yeah, that looks good. Oops, I got it a little bit on there. I was trying to move it above the... I guess now I'll do it down. There we go. Yeah, he's cute. And then for my hot cocoa, I'm using SU 500 for the hot cocoa. And then I think I'll put a little bit of pool party at the top, so the steam. Actually, you know what would be good instead of pool party? Would be a like super light gray. That's dark. Let's see. Yeah, that would be good. So this is light gray granite. Because the blue is kind of associated with cool, so the gray kind of gives a good change. I'm using the dark Highland Heather on the bottom of the mug and on the handle, and then the light on the main part of the body of the mug. I just thought that was fun. You could even add like a fun little gem to your, I need that again. And then for this, what I realized, I really wanted my coffee cup. It's funny, I'm assembling it and haven't even glued it down. Okay, so for to pop up my cocoa, sorry, it's upside down. I can't color the other way. Stamping that the other way is funny too, but okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these are really thick, these glue dots, which is a good thing in this situation. So I'm going to pop one up and I'm going to put it on top of another one. And the reason why I'm not putting the paper, it kept tearing on me when I was trying to double up my glue dots. So I found that if I just doubled them up with just a little, the tweezers, it gave me it's not as tall as a dimensional, but it gives a little bit of height to the coffee mug so that it looks a little bit like it's a little more 3D. It's just a tiny difference. You could even add a third one, but it makes it just pop up a tiny bit more. I'll hold it up a little closer. You see how it's popping away from his hand just a tiny bit on the edge there? It's just because those extra glue dots. And that is pretty much our card, other than I want to do a little coffee mug on the inside. Let me glue down my piece. And this is just a pool party. And see, look at how it bleeds through. I mean, it really does bleed through. Okay, with the stitched, you got to be careful not to put your glue over the stitching, just because sometimes it can leak through. So you just want to avoid it if you can. It's not the worst thing. It's just you don't want the glue on the outside of the card. Some of these things I know seem so obvious, but you know, not everyone is a fluent crafter. I learned some things just by trying. You know, some things seemed so obvious and then they weren't. And so, there we go. This is still bugging me, this little edge here. It just needed a little cleaning up. It just had a, yeah, it just had a funny look to it. All right. Okay. And the inside. Oh, I wanted to do a little coffee mug on the inside and on the envelope, of course, if I wanted. Now, for the envelope, I can't use the blends on the envelope because they will seep through. So for that, I'll have to clean up, I'll have to clean off my stamp and stamp it with like a different color. Oops. And open my envelopes. I love this card. It's so cute. I wish I can remember who I cased it from. Let me let that dry a second. Let me clean my little stamp. Chamois. Clean that off. Oh, that's right. I was deciding on whether I wanted to put a little, oh, I guess I can't put a scarf. It'll come off the edge of my card a little too much. I could trim it. I'm not sure. I might still put it on there and trim it off. Is that all my, I think so. That's all the stamps. Oh, the Yeti. He's so cute. He's just such a fun looking stamp. I don't know. Okay. So for the envelopes, I think I'm gonna grab, let me grab what's closest, Highland Heather. I'll grab Highland Heather and I'll stamp the front of my envelope and the back of my envelope. I just like to stamp envelopes. It just, to me, adds a cute little touch to your card when you mail it. So whoever wins these, whoever comments, I want to send this out ASAP because then you can send it. Whoever comments, I do a drawing for these. Okay, let me go ahead and color. I normally don't color the inside, but I thought it was fun this time. And this is Highland Heather. Okay. And then the Naturals 500 for the cocoa. And it was the light gray granite for the steam. There we go. Done. Okay. Glue that on the inside. And then our card is done. And then we'll see about the scarf. Let me put it on there and see. So you see he can put on this little scarf. I don't know, what do you guys think? Scarf, yay or nay? I can trim this off a tiny bit so that it fits. He's so cute. I wonder if the scarf would look better on this one. No, because the coffee cup is blue, or is orchid, so I think I'm going to put it on there. I'll just trim it off. Let's see, where do I need to trim it? I need to trim it right there. Now I could have made this a birthday card as well, but I felt like the birthday needed more I feel like the birthday I needed to have like a gift in his hand or something, and I didn't want that. I really wanted the cocoa. I guess I could have done the warm wishes as the sentiment. And so here are our cards, my original sample. And so I changed up the color scheme a tiny bit, and I think the scarf is cute actually. I think it adds a little something to it. I changed up the mug. This one you can see is like very 3D with those little and so a couple options. Oh, I could have done an ice cream. Then the snowflake is get Yeti to party, it's your birthday. I was thinking about doing this one, but I didn't really want, I don't know, the cocoa doesn't really fit a party. I feel like the gift would fit the party more. We could have done holiday hugs or winter wishes. I don't know. I just thought that was fun. So anyway, so that is our card. I think I need to make some other cards with this, some birthday cards with this similar design. So don't forget that this and this is $7.20. This is $11.20. These are the Yeti dies that match this. And once they're gone, it's while supplies last. So once these are gone, they're gone. You can't get them anymore. So now is the time to get them. I was surprised they still had them when I was ordering last week, but they did. And these are the Stitched with Whimsy dies. Now these are not on clearance right now. Let me make sure, but I'm pretty sure these are not on clearance. Let's see, let me put in Whimsy. Yeah, these, I mean, not retiring. Yeah, they are not retiring. So they are current. And so these are $29, but you're gonna need the larger stamp cut and emboss to use these. And these ones the smaller. And of course, don't forget, you can also buy some blends. I bought my blends just a little bit at a time. You know, every time I place an order, I buy, not every time, but most of the time, if I place an order, I'll grab a set of blends. And now I have a pretty full stack of blends. I don't have all of them, but I have a decent stack to where I feel like I can color all the things that I need. What happened to my red? I used the red on his mouth and then, oh, I put it back in the wrong spot, I think. Yeah. And so, yeah, so that's our card for today. Nothing too exciting, but it is cute. I just thought it was a fun take on the Yeti or a fun take on the Matterhorn. I wonder what your favorite ride is. I also love Space Mountain. That's my other favorite ride. And well, Haunted Mansion is actually always my favorite ride. I could ride the Haunted Mansion all day long. I just love that ride. I can't get enough of it. So, well, thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your guys' support. I'm always grateful when you guys are just tuning in and watching. So, well, have a great day. Thanks for tuning in, and I will go ahead and be checking the comments and sending out cards as soon as I can. All right, have a great day. Thanks, guys.